3:57.4 then was the qualification time of Great Britain, and I feel that that is going to go. New Zealand are certainly going to be put to the sword here, and once they've overhauled the New Zealand team, which is well within their compass, then they could set their mark at trying to lower the season's best of 3:56. It'd be nice to get the New Zealand squad right in their sights in the concluding kilometre.
Well, they've already got a lead of over half a second thanks to Ed Clancy. Stephen Burke has just injected the pace to get them back up to speed, and we know in their minds they want to go after records. They're on schedule at the moment, and we'll find out soon enough what schedule that is.
So the British Express train has settled down to the task in hand, riding down the straight here in perfect linear formation. All those hours of training and changing on the track now beginning to reflect. I'm waiting to see what their first kilometre split is. Their world record came off a 1:02.8. There is the coach, just marking out the kind of tempo they're on. That's Dan Hunt. They're coming up to the line now. Let's have a look at this kilometre split. 1:03.4, not as quick as the world record, but this is fast.
Well, I think they're on a 55 schedule, that's my guess, and if they want to have a shot at that world title, it isn't super hot as we said. They need to be just dipping inside 2 minutes at the 2 kilometre mark. It's been indicated to them by Dan Hunt, the coach, that they're slightly down on schedule at the moment.
Almost a second Great Britain took out of New Zealand in that first 4 laps. They are flying here round the well of the track, and the crowd are loving it. They do like a team pursuit strap.
Well, I'll tell you what, New Zealand holding their own. They're keeping it at 0.8 of a second now, but they're hardly losing any ground at all on top of that. In fact, they've just come back a little bit, so maybe they can hold something back for the final.
Well, they're surprising me, because here's me saying at the top I expected Great Britain to see them and possibly catch them, but they are putting up stubborn resistance here, the men in black, and I'm waiting to look at the 2 kilometre mark as they come up to the line. The crowd really willing the British team on. 2:00.9. It's nearly a second advantage as Great Britain are now beginning to turn the screw.
Well, they are. Brad Wiggins has just put in a massive turn there, and that gives everybody that extra little bit of rest, and they suddenly started to crack New Zealand as the deficit goes out to over a second, 1.3 seconds now, and they're almost coming into the same straight.
That second kilometre was 57.5 seconds. That just tells you how fast they're going. 40 miles per hour they're flying around this track, and they're executing their changes with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel on the bankings. Here they come again, back down there, straight where they started, and they've got New Zealand in their sights.
Well, I reckon they're on for a long 56 at the moment, which is a phenomenal time at the moment, we have to say. That is a fantastic time. But they are starting to crack. Some cracks are starting to appear now, and in 4th position there, I think that might be Ed Clancy. He's struggling to get on the wheel a bit.
3/4 point, 2:58.5. Well, they've got the New Zealanders well and truly on the rack now. We're just waiting to see the kind of time they're going to post at the end. Another 56.6 second kilometre.
That is phenomenally quick, but they are starting to crack a little bit. They're holding it together. You have to fly it right on the edge if you want to go this fast.
500 metres to go. They're not going to catch the Kiwis, but the scenario is absolutely perfect because they've got them in their sights. That is something to aim at. They're just dangling there like a carrot, the New Zealand team. Bell lap. Dan Hunt, the coach on the line, calls for more as the team now are completely committed in the back straight. We'll keep an eye on the time. The gold medal has gone to Great Britain. What is the time? Here he comes up to the line. 3:55.438, a season's best by Great Britain.
Well, that was a phenomenal last turn by Bradley Wiggins. He put in a huge effort, and that's what pulled them back down under the 3:56 mark. I think really that has got to at least equal the Olympic winning time. In these conditions, without a catch, that was quite spectacular.
I can tell you, Chris, that is the 5th fastest time ever. Great Britain have put the marker down there, and I think that they could shatter that world record when they get to the championships in Appledore in a month's time.
Indeed, great performance, a fantastic time, the 5th best ever on the track. And Geraint, we wondered how you'd respond after the individual pursuit effort. I think you answered that there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've had well, me and Brad in particular have had a big winter on the road and just come in, dropped in for 2 weeks, and it's not too bad really. It's knock out 2 times like that, and yeah, we were really happy, and just it's all about London now.
What kind of message do you think you've sent out there, Bradley?
I don't know, there's been a lot of talk obviously with the Aussies getting themselves together, and at the end of the day we're the Olympic champions, and I think we're going to defend that title and we've got to be the favourites. I think people forget about us sometimes and think the Aussies are coming up, but as G said, we've just come together through the winter. This was a mini goal for us to come back in, prove we can get back in a fast squad, and actually a little bit disappointed at the time, which sounds ridiculous. We've just done a 3:55, but there's been so much talk of the world record the last few days, and we're a bit surprised we didn't go a bit faster. Well, I am anyway, because this morning felt so easy. But two rides like that in a day in February is fantastic. I think we'll look back on it and it's a real step forward to London next year.
If this is the kind of performance you can put together after just a couple of weeks on the track, we can expect something pretty special come London 2012.
Well, we are the world record holders, we're the Olympic champions, and when we get ourselves together, both me and G, that is as big a goal as it was pre-Beijing, is to go there and not only win the gold medal, but to put that world record out of sight. And that's our goal now. And if anyone wants to come along and try and get close to us, as the Aussies are, that only pushes us and keeps us on our toes. So it's fantastic.
Back out on the road for you and Geraint now with your pro team, but any temptation to stick it out and come to the World Championships?
Not really, to be honest. I've got to go and get back to my day job tomorrow morning and get back to the wonderful world of road cycling. And it's just been a fantastic holiday for me this week, to be honest. Staying in the hotel, it's been such a laugh. I've not had one question to do with doping or any Alberto Contador or anything like that, and it's been a bit of a break actually. And I'm sort of looking forward to going back to the road now, but it's just a different world and it's so positive and it's fantastic to be part of it.
Well, they love you here. They love all of you here, Stephen. A great performance from all of you. But just how much do you fellas enjoy having Geraint and Bradley back in the mix?
Oh, it's brilliant. Just the morale increases like with G and Brad coming back and from the road. So it's just when they come back, they strengthen the team so much. They've got that depth to really get the faster times. So it's just a little bit disappointed today, but I think as a nation we're still the team to beat. We might not be the world champions, but I think we still got it. So it's all good.
And a quick word with Ed, because so much pressure and you kicking off this performance, but really awesome to see you lead out this team like that.
Yeah, thanks, Jill. It was a bit of a pressured job, when you're sitting in the gate. You really don't want to do anything wrong, especially when all the boys have come along for the party. So there is a bit of pressure, but like Brad said, I think we've all really enjoyed this week, and it's been the first time since Beijing. All these guys have been in the team and putting their hat in the ring. So it's been really good, Jill, and I've really enjoyed my week. Like Stephen said, we're a little bit disappointed not to get a bit close to the world record, but it'll come.
Well, we'll see you in Appledon. Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers, sir.